Hey, welcome to Miss D6 Women's Sports.
Hey, welcome to Miss D6 Women's Sports. How you doing? So, before the season, we already got fireworks from the GM of the WNBA, the GMs of the WNBA. So, they did a survey, asked them 42 questions, like it's 50 Cent, with the 21 questions. And some interesting things happen. So, they decided to do a survey. Different questions. Who they thought would be like MVP, Rookie of the Year. So, it says the 2026 WNBA GM survey ahead of the 30th season. Okay. And the first question was which team will win the 2026 WNBA finals? And, they got Vegas at 40%, New York at 33%, Atlanta at 27%. Now, last year, Minnesota had 60%. Minnesota team is a little different. Of course, Fee is out. They lost Cole Depoy and Atlanta Smith. Heidemann. They added to Natasha Howard. So they're not in the runner this year. I would agree with this, the top three. I would agree with this. Then it says, who will win the Kia WNBA MVP? Asia Wilson is by far the candidate for the MVP as far as the GM is concerned, which is just about right. They gave her 60%. They gave Brianna Stewart 27%. Last year, AT and of course Nafisa Kyra was 67%. This year she's injured. I'll also throw in for New York Sabrina Ionescu. Another dark horse is Kelsey Plum because she's going to have the ball in her hand mostly. Gray has an outside shot. She has to be more aggressive. She got Angel to help her to the screens. I will say that this is just corrected in a way, but I would give Brianna just a little bit more than 27%. Now, Caitlin Clark in a MVP discussion, no. Caitlin, look, I don't dislike Caitlin Clark. I think she's a great player. The problem is some of the things she did in her first and second year. She continued to kind of do it preseason. Maybe she'll show us a little bit more. I don't trust her game right now as far as that concerned. She's not even the best player on her team. If you're going to go with the Indiana Fever and an MVP candidate, I would go with Leah Boston or Kelsey Mitchell. So they keep trying to put that in there. It says, if you were starting a franchise today and could sign a player in the WNBA, who would it be? If you were starting a franchise. Paige got 33%. Tied for second is 20% Caitlin Clark. And 20%, you put her tied with Asia Wilson. Asia Wilson should be number one. And it should be by a long shot, not 20%. Paige should be like maybe number 4 right now. I know Brianna Stewart's older. Of course, Asia getting a little older. Well, she's turning 30, but she's still got a lot of years ahead. And you still could build around her. Dominique Malunga, I don't know. She is 6'6". She has raw athletic. Right now, she's not a third to build a franchise around. Wow. Of course, Brianna Stewart and Felisa Collier should be in the top. Yeah, this is a very interesting thing. Okay, which player forces opposing coaches to make adjustments? They definitely got this right. Asia Wilson is 60%. I'll say Brianna Stewart, Sabrina Ionescu, the culprits that you would think of. I think can't think of nobody else that would have an impact. Of course, Kelsey Mitchell, she deserved that. Yes, she has a quick first step. Caitlin Clark, they also got some votes. Yeah. Now, this is very interesting. Who is most likely to have a breakout season? They keep pitting Dominic Malanga. I don't see it. She has some competition on her team. Flau'jae Johnson, Big Fo Johnson came on her team. And you got Arbor Found, Kia Jackson. Now, we're probably with Kia. She's very talented, but if she's going to see the ball, is she going to get enough touches? Is she going to be consistent when she do get the touches? My pick for a player that could have a breakout year, them kind of moving along with Rakia Jackson, Ray Burrell. Also, Shakira Austin. Have Juliana Munn. I don't know. Cameron Brink. She's coming off the bench. She suggested she'll be coming off the bench. I don't know. Has her offensive game clicked. Paige. Had a decent season. I don't know. I guess they're saying she's going to score more. Kennedy Burke. Veronica Burton. Yes, I can see that. Ryan Howard. I don't. Maybe they want to see if she scored more with Angel being there. Marina Mabry. Yes, maybe because she'll have more shots to take. Lacan, yes, she would get her chances. Connecticut is a young team. Jackie Young, I don't see why they say a breakout season. She's going to be Jackie Young. Now the rest of them will improve because they're going to get more shots. There's Satu Sably at 20%. So that's what they picked. Tied for first. We'll see about if they right with Dominic Malanga and Rakia Jackson, but that's not my pick for that. Now, who's the best shooting guard? Jackie Young. She had 27% of the votes. Paige Beckers, 20%. Kelsey Mitchell, 13%. Wow. Sabrina Ionescu, 13%. Alicia Gray, 13%. Kelsey Plum was honorable mention. And, of course, Caitlin Clark was 33% last year. Now, she's streaky, but she's not that streaky. And I'll put Enrique in there, Gumawale. Great shooting guard. So I like Mitchell. She should have got more than 13%. Sabrina more than 13%. Alicia Gray list says who's the best forward. Brianna Stewart got 27%. They tied with Nafisa Collier. Asia Wilson 47% should have been higher. Stewie should have been a little bit higher as well. Who's the best center? Asia Wilson, 57%. Jonquel Jones, Aaliyah Boston, Brianna Jones. Asia Wilson was 50% last year. Jonquel, I guess you're going by the numbers. Wow. I don't know. So, which team made the best move this offseason? I like what Dallas did, but I definitely like what Atlanta did. They signed a core. I'll put them at number one. I'll put them at more than 33%. We'll see. It seems like they have pieces that kind of don't fit, and everybody there in Chicago wants to prove something. And how many shots is there to go around between Rakia Azare, Cloud, Skylar, Dejanay? They got a little older. Vegas, I like if they bench Kennedy Carter. They're going to make some more moves. New York, I like what they did too. They brought back some players. Atlanta will be number one as far as the best overall moves. I also like what honorable mention, and that is the Mystics. Which acquisition would make the bigger impact? I think she should have had 27% Angel Reese, 27% Gabby Williams, NECA at 20%, to a 13%. And it said Marina Mabry, Skylar rounded it out, but then Alyssa Thomas. If you're going to go with impact, and I will mention the Lynx, Natasha Howard. So Odyssey Sims from the Dallas Wings will make a good impact. No matter what team she go on, she seems to have a positive impact on teams. She can run the point. She can allow Paige to kind of come off the ball, catch and shoot for Paige. She'll get a lot of catch and shoot. She'll get a lot of mid-range with a veteran like Odyssey Sims. So that should have been part of the mention. Now, most underrated acquisition, they had Ariel Atkins, Elena Smith from Dallas, Rakia Jackson. I would move Rakia Jackson down, and I would pick Monique Billings. A pretty pickup. She would have a bigger impact than I think than Rakia because she'll probably touch the ball a little bit more. And also Kennedy Burke would touch it. Like I said, I don't know how the piece is going to fit Chicago. You got names, but you have to have the chemistry as well. What is the most surprising move to offseason? Satu Sabli, New York, Angel Reese, Alana Smith, J.C. Sheldon, and Brittany Sykes, Bridget Carlton, Skylar Diggins, Rakia. It had most Chicago. Now, Satu was the biggest. She got injured in the playoffs. I didn't know if she was coming back or not, but after it seemed maybe she wasn't happy when the chemistry change with DeWanna Bonner coming in. And of course, I felt like AT kind of took over the team because when she first went to Phoenix Mercury, the team was basically hers. So it was kind of surprising that she left. Now, Angel going to Atlanta was surprising. And that was at 15%. Only I kind of figured that either she'd sit out or she'd get traded, but I didn't think she'd get traded to Atlanta. I thought Dallas would get her. But Dallas wound up getting Lena Smith. That's not surprising necessarily. Her going to Dallas not surprising. Her moving from Minnesota's surprising. Skylar, yeah, surprising. I would put her a little ahead of Lena Smith because I didn't see Skylar going to Chicago. Kia getting traded, sort of surprising. Marina being in Toronto or just, no. J.C. Sheldon, yes, because they traded a top pick for J.C. Sheldon. Brittany Sykes, no. Slim going to Toronto, no. Now, I said, which team will be most improved? Dallas at 67%. I wouldn't rate them that high. Chicago at 20%. Los Angeles at 13%. A sleeper team, like I said, would be, I would say Toronto, definitely, I think the Mystics. And a team that they play together, I know they're kind of young. Seattle Storm could kind of stick in there as a most improved team. Even though they made the playoffs last year, they did a big overhaul. So, yeah. Now, it said, who will win the Kia Rookie of the Year? Olivia Miles at 73. Wow. AZ Flood at 20. And Flauze Johnson at 7. Paige was 73% last year. Now, I will still have Olivia in the top 3. But we're going to move this around. And I will do Flauze. I would give it will be a bigger list. I'll give Flauze a bigger chance because she had more shots. I will put a Cody in there and a Lauren Betts. Then AZ. And then my dark horse is Raven Johnson. So, says, which rookie will be the best in 5 years? Our fan was 67%. Olivia Miles, 33%. Last year was Dominique Malonga. Uh, I will. I don't know. I don't know about her being number one. I would probably give it to like a Lauren, a Raven. They're not even in there. Flau'jae Johnson. She keep working on her body and her game. Fam, we'll see. But this list has to be more than two. Says which rookie was the biggest steal at where they was drafted. Now they got Nail Agloma of Connecticut, 21%, and Tanaya Laxon. They got Flau'jae. They have Gianna Neekins, Jaquez, Cody McMahon, Olivia Miles, Justine Prescott, and Iowa Fam. Where is Raven Johnson? This list, then Flau'jae, even though traded, so was not a steal necessarily. I think the Golden State Valkyries made a mistake. Gianna Nipkins, maybe. Hawkes, no. Cody McMahon, yes. Olivia Miles, so no. That's not a steal. Because maybe they should have got a bigger player. They lost a lot of players. A big concern. But that was just my decision. But when he went with the 3. So who was the best international player? They keep wanting to pick Dominic Malonga. I will pick Layla Lacan at number 3. And Phoebich tied for number 3. They then move Alana Smith and Dominic Malonga to the honorable mention, along with Iowa Fam. So, wow. Who was the best defensive player? They better gave it to Asia Wilson at 53%. Gabby Williams, Golden State, 20%. Alisa Thomas, 13%. Trying to think. I don't know where Angel was at. Her defense and offensive rebounding, play multiple positions. They got Dejanay Fine. You got Landon Smith as honorable mention. Lisa Thomas as honorable mention. Also will put and Jackie Young. So Jackie will be number 3. And Angel will be number 4. Then you had Dejanay and Landon Smith. Now who's the best interior defender? I would say they said exactly. She ran away with it. Elena Smith, no. Izzy will be ahead of Elena, and I will put Elena at number 4. So, who's the best perimeter defender? Gabby Williams, Brittany Sykes, Dejanay was there, Jordan Kennedy, Kalea Copper. I would give it to Jackie Young. Jackie Young would be actually, Jackie would be number 2. Brittany would be number 3. Which team would be the best defensive team? Golden State at 50%. Golden State? Atlanta, 36%. And Minnesota. No. I would give it to, I'm going to say, Atlanta, Aces, maybe Golden State. Indiana's not in the top 3 on defense. No. And Minnesota got to kind of slide down a little bit. Interesting. Wow. Now it says best coaches, Shura Reeve, Becky, and Natalie Nakase. Shura Reeve got 53%. Becky Hammond, 40%. I would beg to say that Semesco from Atlanta will be in the talk of best coaches. Which coach is the best manager motivator of people? Now, this is interesting. Nate Tibbetts, I would say Cheryl is number one. I will put Becky number two, Stephanie number three, and then Kase number four. And I'll remove Nate Tibbetts and probably moving, like I said, Semesco can move in there. So I don't. I agree with disagree with a lot of this list. Now, which head coach makes the best in-game adjustments? I will move Nakase number one, Cheryl number two, and Becky number three. And Semesco is going to be in there. Which coach runs the best offense? I would say Natalie Nakase. I like Carl Semesco. So Natalie should be number one, Carl Semesco number two, Becky Hammer number three, Cheryl number four. Number five, I will put Stephanie White at number five. Maybe Nate Tibbetts number six. Which new coach or relocated head coach will make the biggest impact? I would say the new coach for Seattle, Carl Semesco. That's still a newer coach. Sandy will be number three. And maybe Krista Mark will be number four. But they got 71%. She blew away the competition. I think Jose from Dallas will do a good job. But that's their list. Which is the best assistant in the NBA? Eric Thibault from Minnesota, Chrissy Tolliver from Phoenix, Brianna January. I would say Brianna January should be number one, Tolliver number two, Eric number three. And then you can bring in Ranika. Which active player would make the best head coach someday? Courtney Vandersloot, definitely not number two. No. Thomas, no. I would say I like Chelsea Gray. I would give it to Lindsay Allen, but she's honorable mention. DeWanna Bonner. You had just retired Tina Charles, Anna Stewart. You got Veronica Burton, also like Caleb McBride. Alyssa Clark will be an honorable mention part. Retired player who isn't already coaching in the dub should be. I like Katie Smith, Lindsey Harding, Lisa Leslie. Now, take off Simone Augustus, take off Candace Parker. Renika Hodges, Brianna January should get a chance. Charles should get a chance. So, that's my pick. No Candace Parker and no Simone Augustus right now. I think Simone's going to coach in college. Candace Parker, no. I like Katie Smith. Lindsay Whelan, not just Lindsey Harding, would be a great coach. Now, this is miscellaneous. Which team would be most fun to watch? I say Atlanta, Golden State, and I like the young Seattle team and also the Mystics. Now they got Indiana, no. Which team has the best home court advantage? Golden State, yeah, they got it right, 64%. Indiana, no. New York will be number two. And about number three will be Atlanta. Our mention will be Dallas and Indiana. Now, which team has the most promising young core? They got Dallas, Seattle. I would say Washington. You got Betts. You have Cody. You have Betts, Cody. Who else? Betts, Cody will be my number one. Dallas, Seattle. Indiana, no. I don't know why Indiana on there. Which player is most athletic? They got Brittany Sykes. Should be honorable mention. I don't understand the most athletic. Cameron Brink. Sanaya Rivers should be in the top three. Jackie Young should be in the top three. Dominic Malanga should be in an honorable mention. I like Flau'jae Johnson. She's very athletic. Kalia Copper Jr. It says, which is a better passer? Uh, Chelsea Gray, I get. Yep, point guard. Caitlin Clark, honorable mention. Jackie Young. I will give it to Alicia Gray before I give it to Caitlin Clark. And say, who is the best leader? Absolutely, Asia Wilson. So that was a survey, but that was very interesting. I don't know. They keep trying to pit Dominic Malunga. They go off potential and not what they actually saw from them. I didn't see a lot from them. Now by the numbers, they got Kelsey Mitchell, they got Kelsey Plum, Paige Beckers, Alicia Gray, Sabrina, Ryan Howard, and Jackie Young. Now, assists per game. Now, she's not a guard, so Alyssa Thomas led them. Courtney Williams, 6.2. Another player they could have had for breakout year, and also who can be a defensive menace besides Angel, who probably get more blocks and rebounds, is Kiki. She had 8.5 rebounds a game. So they saying Paige Beckers will be like a breakout, but she already scoring 19.2. I guess when they say breakout, she might be scoring 25 to 30. Now Skylar had 6 assists per game. She has to be like that in Chicago, especially getting the ball to Camila Cardoza. Now, I would hope, as much as I love my Detroit sister, yeah, Jackson, I think the breakout should be Camila, because she has to get the ball for them to win. You have to go inside out. I don't see a lot of defense with them. Dejanay is not going to come back and have to make sure she is fed the ball. And I think she could have a double-double, at least 17 points a game and 9 to 10 rebounds a game. But we'll see. See if their predictions become true. But in certain categories, they kind of disrespected Asia as usual. She is, until further notice, your face of the WNBA. She's your face. Z for 61 Sports. Please like, share, subscribe to my channel. I'm out.